What's going on, guys? It's Joe with Hendo Daily, and today we're going to check out the Kershaw Bel Air, one of two Kershaw knives I picked up on my second trip to GP Knives the other day, the other one being the Launch 21. So if you have not seen that video, Kershaw Knives, or sorry, GP Knives Part 2, where I went and picked these up and got to do a pocket check with JD up there and meet with him again. Go check out that video. I'll leave it in the link down below. But today we're talking about the Bel Air, and I will do this completely unbiased. I have set aside all the knife hype in my mind, so I can give you guys a good, honest review of this knife. And it's hard not to be like, oh man, I got a new knife. This is awesome. I love it. There's nothing wrong with it. No, we're going to talk about the pros, the one con that I have found with this knife, and its overall rating as far as a solid EDC knife. So to start out, the micarta scales on this are awesome. I love the feel of them. They did a really good job with it. I'm excited for it to patina in a little bit, get some of those finger oils, hand oils on there, and give it some good character over time. So the micarta scales are great. The handles overall are great four-finger grip. Like this is the perfect size for a good just EDC knife. You're not doing anything crazy with it. You're not batoning, chopping, cutting through just stupid amounts of unnecessary stuff. Like this is a good everyday knife for those basic EDC tasks. Another positive for me, I have seen 50-50 on either all love or all hate. The extra deep carry pocket clip, I am on the love side of that for sure. And it's really not a huge difference from a regular deep carry clip. I just like that it does sit a little bit lower in the pocket. You can't see the knife whatsoever hanging out. That's not any type of a deal breaker for me, even if it was just a regular deep carry clip. Now, if it had like, a factory Spyderco clip where, it starts way down here and you've got like a quarter of your knife butt hanging out, that would drive me nuts. But deep carry, extra deep carry, either way, doesn't matter. This is a good pocket clip. I like it a lot. Spot for a lanyard if you want to throw something like that on there. And then let's see, it was T6 body screws, T6 clip screws, and then a T8 for the pivot. So standard Torx bit sizes. And then I like how smooth the action is on this. I mean, it is super fidgety. It is like, I probably did this for like 2 hours straight. Actually, my wife yells at me when I start fidgeting with my knives like this because I just get on her nerves with it. But super fidgety, very smooth action. The thumb studs are great. They're, again, super smooth. Reverse flick, if I could do that right. Reverse flick, open with the Duralock. The Duralock is super smooth. I like it a lot. And what else? This is my first knife I've ever had with MagnaCut on it. And so I'm excited to kind of test that out and see how well it holds up as far as toughness, edge retention, all that good stuff. It's supposed to be a very well-rounded, balanced out knife steel. And so I'm excited to test all that out. What else on here? Like I said, the size really is perfect. My only complaint, the only thing that is a con for me on this knife, like I said, I'm going to keep it real honest with you guys on this review. No new knife hype whatsoever. Is I noticed when I picked this up, I noticed some lock stick on the Duralock, and I still do a little bit. But it's crazy because it is the same type of lock stick issue that I had with the Ozark Trail that I picked up. When I first picked it up, anytime I'd flick it open with the thumb stud like this, I would notice it would stick, and I'd have to yank it down to get it closed. But if I would reverse flick it, right, then the crossbar lock was buttery smooth. It was only when I used thumb stud deployment like that I would feel the lock stick. Well, same thing on this knife. I reverse flick, buttery smooth Duralock action. Thumb stud deployment like that, I can feel a little bit of lock stick, even right there. It has gotten a little bit better in the almost week that I've had this knife. I've noticed it not sticking as much. So maybe hoping it'll kind of be a situation with the Ozark Trail where it just kind of goes away, breaks in after time, whatever. honestly, I did not like look up or really even know what causes the lock stick, or if it's something that does just go away. Probably should have Googled that or checked that out before recording this, but that is the one thing I noticed that is a con for me. And it could just be this knife, or it could be a malfunction, could be something that'll go away. I don't know. I just know that the display model that I played with at GP did not have that issue whatsoever. But as soon as I picked this one up, I noticed that. And I mean, when you're looking at the Ozark Trail, $25 knife, and you got a little bit of lock stick, sure, is it frustrating? I mean, yeah, like nobody wants those imperfections or flaws in a knife, but it's a $25 knife. Like you're going to expect something to not be perfect, right? At the price point of the Bel Air, I was a little more irritated that there was some lock stick with the Duralock. So again, it's only slightly now. So like reverse flick, nothing. Cross, like opening it with the lock, nothing. As soon as I use my thumb, I felt it stick, and I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Let me see. If you kind of heard that little click right before it shut, it's sticking just a little bit, and it's really not even enough to, throw a fit, call Kershaw, or anything crazy like that. It's just I slightly notice it, and it drives me nuts because it's like $25, whatever, $154. What are we doing? So, like I said, I've noticed it's not sticking as much just in the almost week that I've played with it. So I'm hoping that that won't be an issue soon. If it is, yeah, we'll go from there. I'll report back to you guys and give you an update on that in a week, a month, whatever, until I notice it goes away. If it goes away. So that is my only complaint. My only con with this knife is the lock stick that I noticed with the Duralock. And it's very frustrating. I mean, no, it's not a Chris Reeve. It's not a super premium knife where, you don't expect to find any of that. It's $150. But again, at that price point, you're kind of hoping like there's not any kind of issues at all. At least for me. Blade centering on it is great. Perfectly centered for, whoever that matters to. My OCD, it matters to me. It drives me nuts if I notice it's just a little bit off. So I'm like, I got to fix that. But everything else on this knife outside of that lock stick is absolutely awesome. I really, really love this knife. Again, trying to keep the new knife hype out of it. And I also wasn't looking for anything wrong with it. I just wanted a good, honest review to let you guys know, like, hey, this is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the only thing that I have seen so far in the week, almost a week of carrying this knife and playing with this knife, is that lock stick. If you can get past that, this is a great, great EDC knife. And honestly, the lines of this knife, the blade shape, like I love the clip point, but it's still got a good belly on it. This thing is awesome. Tip is great, very sharp. Already bit me once, but that's just, rite of passage to be bitten by every knife you own. I really love this knife. It is. And just, it didn't do it justice watching all the videos that I did before I bought this. And it's been a long time coming, since November, from the last time I was up at GP Knives with my brother, knowing I was going to save up to get this one. So now that I've got it, it is extra special to me because I've been waiting since November to pick this up. So super glad I got it. And it's been hard as well because I picked up the Launch 21 the same day. You'll see that in the video if you go check that out. It's been really hard buying two knives at once, first world problems, because yes, there is that new knife hype. And so I'm just like, all right, I'm going to carry this one today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, and just going back and forth. I carried the Launch 21 today and yesterday. Tomorrow is my Friday. So I'm going to carry my Bel Air tomorrow, just to kind of swap out and rotate. I want to do, cutting tests with this. Nothing outrageous that I wouldn't normally do with a overall good EDC knife. The Launch 21 is going to be a different story. The M4 steel, these beastly handles, like this good hunk of a knife, I'm going to put that thing to the test, and I'm going to try to beat it up because that's why I bought it. It's going to be my hiking companion, camping knife. all that good stuff. So we're going to put that one through a little bit tougher test than the Bel Air, because I'm not going to do camping, hiking, cutting tasks with this like I would with the Launch 21. I mean, it's definitely a much thinner blade stock. You know, about half the width of that blade stock. M4 steel, obviously a good rough, tough steel meant to beat up and be used for that. M390, a good all around EDC blade steel, from what I've read, from what I've seen and heard. So you know, it's a little more well-rounded of a knife steel for all those tasks. So the cutting test we'll do with this is not going to be nearly as crazy as the Launch 21, but that will come at a later date. So overall, first impressions of this is it's an awesome knife. I hate the lock stick on it. Drives me nuts. You know, again, for the price you pay for it, super annoying. But it is not the deal breaker by any means whatsoever. I love just holding and looking at this knife. It is such a beautiful knife. I will admit part of that is the new knife hype, but for the, you know, the budget bug out, or not budget, the bug out killer that this is supposed to be, I'm going to pick this over my bug out 9 times out of 10. And there is the bug out for the comparison. So if you kind of measure that up, the Bel Air overall is slightly smaller. I mean, just slightly smaller in handle and blade length and cutting edge, but still very comparable. Still very, very solid 4-finger grip. So I mean, it's definitely, it's obviously, you know, very comparable to the bug out. But there's a reason that the Bel Air is one of Kershaw's best knives, because now that I've had this for, you know, the week that I've had it, I understand the hype. And actually, the Kershaw Iridium and the Mini Iridium, I picked up both of these at Walmart over the past year or something. I'm not sure when I got these. These were my very first 2 Kershaw knives ever. And the aluminum and D2 steel on both of these, they were awesome. Like, these are great knives for the price that you pay for them, and I loved them. Like, again, first Kershaw knives ever. I knew of Kershaw, but I just never owned any of their knives, and these were great, great first Kershaw knives for sure, because they're solid knives. Very durable, very sturdy, very well made, and again, for the price point you pay for those, you definitely get your money's worth. So bumping up a little bit into the next price point level of knives of Kershaw. Now I've got number 3 and 4 in the list, or in the collection, and I am equally, if not more, impressed with these, just like I was with the Iridium. So make sure, seriously, if you have not checked out or seen, if you haven't checked out or messed with the Bel Air, do yourself a favor, go to your closest knife store, get a handle on these, check them out, because they are absolutely incredible. Yeah, I would say that's what I've got to say about this. And I do want to ask, you know, anyone that has the Bel Air, let me know if you guys had any of that lock stick issue with yours as well, whether it's the micarta or the G10 or aluminum or whatever other scales or variation you have of this knife. Let me know if you had that issue too, so I know whether I'm just crazy, maybe it's just me, maybe it's just this one-off knife that is having that issue. Because if you don't like micarta or the stonewash finish, there are so many other colors and variations of this knife. You've got blue, purple, aluminum, blue aluminum scales, purple aluminum scales. There's black scales with a black blade. There's one that's the tiger stripe blade, like they're the Kershaw Blur. I think it's the Blur. Somebody correct me if that's wrong, but like that signature tiger stripe blade pattern. There's so many, and if you check out the video of GP Knives Part 2, I got some good B-roll of all the Bel Air variations. So many different colors and variations of it, and there's one for everybody out there. And I finally understand the hype and the excitement behind this knife, because it really is just overall has a great feel, carries great, cuts great, does what you need it to do. And for the knife collector out there, this is one more you should definitely add to your collection. So that is all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, let me know if anyone else with the Bel Air has had that lock stick issue. Go check out GP Knives Part 2. And thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one.